I learned to drive in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, my husband Kevin would probably say I'm still learning how to drive. And in fact, come to think of it, I was on a reality show once called Help Wanted. I made the final two, and I ended up losing because of my driving skills. Could you believe I was actually too careful? So anyway, back to Oklahoma. So when I learned to drive there, everything was straight and everything was flat. I don't know if you've ever been to Tulsa, but it's basically on a grid. So you can imagine how I fared when I moved back to the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, where everything is a steep hill or a sharp curve. Yes, I did wreck my car on the way to the SATs. And I almost didn't go to college because I was too afraid to drive again. Final Destination hadn't came out, but I was sure I wasn't meant to take the SATs, but that worked out okay. So on the way to the driver's license center to take my test, my mom decided she wanted to test me first. So she pulled into a parking lot of an empty school or medical facility, and she said, "You are trying to parallel park one more time." And I said, "Come on, Mom, why do I have to do this?" And she said, "Let's just do it." So I practiced on the curb to park in front of the curb in front of the building, and I couldn't do it. So she said, "That's it. We're going home. You are not ready for this." "But Mom, I heard that rumor." I reminded her that I heard at school, in driver's ed class and in the dark hallways of Memorial High School, that Tulsa actually had 2 driver's license centers. And the one on the north side of town didn't require you to parallel park. She didn't believe me. "Your classmates are full of shit." I promised her they wouldn't steer me in the wrong direction. So off to North Tulsa we went. I did not have to parallel park, and I passed with a 70. But I still passed. So you can imagine my excitement, but my mom was scared and she did not want me to drive home. But then she thought again and realized how she might look to her family, friends, and coworkers if she didn't let her newly minted Oklahoma driver be the one that took us home in our Chevy Cavalier. So I got to drive home. So as we started, she said, "You're too close to the middle lane. You're too close to the side of the road. Oh my God, we're gonna die." And then I popped a curb and went onto the sidewalk, and that's it. Get out, get out. We're going home. I never got to drive with my mom again until 10 years later, when I got stranded in Philadelphia at a relative's house. She came to pick me up. She still lived in the Poconos, so it was about 2 hours away. She had just gotten off a shift at a resort that she worked at, so it was late at night. By the time she arrived at the house, she was exhausted. So I offered to help. "Mom, I'll drive. I got this. Don't worry." She reminded me of the story that I just told you that happened 10 years before. She wasn't gonna have it. So we took off on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, but Mr. Sandman got the best of her and she started to nod off. So we pulled on the side of the road, we switched seats, and I finally got to prove to my mom that I can drive in a straight line. Then again, she's a very deep sleeper. Thank you.